Johnny Wharf in another spotlight interview for our 2024 Marietta High School Athletic Hall of Fame induction class, and the great pleasure of talking to Shawna Daughtery from the class in 1995. And I love this, Shawna, because I got to watch I got to see you when you were doing all this stuff, and a lot of folks didn't get to do that. So I loved broadcasting those games back in the day. Talk a little bit about, it's hard to believe it's been many years ago, but kind of take us back and tell me about Coach, some of the teammates from 1995.
Well, actually, through high school, I went through 3 different coaches. My last coach was Coach Joe Matheny, who did a lot for me, helped me out tremendously. And most of our players, we grew up playing together in fourth grade, 5th grade, and then we got to high school. So Chris McMahon, Andel Bartlett, all those girls, Brooker, we had a good time together.
And then talk a little bit about, from your standpoint, you come in, you're young, and yet you're the best player. So you rolled in pretty quickly, right, at a young age, and had to gel with probably the girls that would have graduated in the 92s or 3s or 4s, right?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Actually, when I was a freshman, I got my picture taken with the JV squad. I assumed I was playing some JV and maybe sit in varsity, but when I got to my first game, the coach came up to me and said, "You're not dressing JV," and I had no idea. So I played the varsity my very first game. I didn't start, but after that I did.
It's kind of unheard of. I think maybe Ryan Robinson was a little after you, but it was the freshman when I look back, when I think of freshmen that played back then. It just didn't happen very often, so I can understand how you were surprised. And then what did it feel like for you coming in as a 15 or 16-year-old playing with those girls that you were probably looking up to, right?
Oh, absolutely. I was extremely nervous. I was a young kid. I didn't know any better, but I just wanted to play ball. That's all I cared about. And then, as a freshman, I had to end up playing against Katie Smith. She was a senior at Logan, and I remember being so nervous, and they just literally beat us to death. But it was an honor playing against her, and she ended up scoring her 2,000th point against us, which was very nerve-wracking. But, however, when they did come to our place, we did much better.
Yeah, and we did both those games on the radio. I do feel like I remember like it was yesterday. You were so fun to watch. But since you brought up Katie Smith scoring, you were knocking them down over those years. I know you not only hit the record, you broke it by a ton, right, back in the day?
Oh, yeah, I had it. Yeah, I did. That was great. I ended up, I think I held that record for 19 years maybe until Erica Dawson broke it, which was great. She was a great ball player too, so I was just happy to have it for that long.
Oh, heck yeah. I think, and at the time, maybe Jamie Hadley had it before that, one of the,
yes,
from inside. So your game, and again, I know this is more for the listeners, but quick, guard, shooter, was there part of your game that you like better? Or maybe for the listeners, kind of describe what the best parts of your game were.
The best part of my game was probably my quickness. I think I averaged quite a bit of steals. I was just quick and able to get to the basket. Like, I always found a way to get to the basket, and I wasn't afraid of those big girls, but sometimes it was tough. But I like to do a lot of crossover and drive into the hoop.
Yeah, fun to watch again, fun to broadcast on the radio. Shawna Daughtery is our guest, Marietta High School class in 1995 and 2024 inductee into the Marietta High School Athletic Hall of Fame. The ceremony is coming up on the 28th of September. We're going to take a break, and we'll come back with some more thoughts from Shawna after this timeout. Johnny Wharf along with Hall of Fame inductee Shawna Daughtery from the class of 1995. You and I have also had the opportunity to watch hoops. You will continue to here over the last several years, but talk about just staying part of the game? And I know your daughter and JC, and we know how good she is, but from the levels of when they were young, you jumped right in, right, and stayed with it as a coach?
Absolutely. I coached my daughter when she started at the YMCA, and then I coached her all through elementary school. And then I got the coaching job at the middle school, coached her through there. These girls on her team have been playing together since they were very young. And I know you have watched plenty of their games, and they're a really good group of girls to watch.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this team this year. But talk about from a fan, a mom, a coach, a player, are those all different feelings when you walk into the gym, but do you still get that feeling when you walk into Sutton Gym and look around and say, man, I rocked this place back in the day?
Yeah, I do occasionally. I mean, especially when I walk into the lobby there and I see my ball in that case. And then you walk in the gym and you just remember, they played the song "Eye of the Tiger" all the time, which was popular back when I was in high school. So it just brings back all those memories and feelings. It's wonderful.
All right. So tell me about, like, when you got the call about this Hall of Fame, and then, who your presenter will be. Perry
Wallace is the one that I think inducted me. He called me and got information from me, and then I got the call that I actually made it from Coach Crosby, S-ball, I guess, now.
Sure.
And my presenter at the banquet,
yes.
I think it's going to be my niece, Kelsey Daughtery.
Okay. And then, I didn't even talk about softball, and sometimes we assume when we look down and you think about, athletes getting full scholarships, which don't happen very often. I know you did. I didn't even bring up softball, and you were dang good at that. So was one your favorite sport more than the other?
Yeah, basketball was always my favorite, but I did like softball. But, I mean, actually when I was a kid, growing up, I played baseball, and that was my favorite sport starting out until I got my hands on a basketball.
Oh, my goodness, that's crazy. So, yeah, 4 times All-SEOAL in hoops, 3 times in softball, in all-district, 4 times in basketball as well, and 3 times in softball. And I did look back, that school record, 1,382 points, had beat the previous one by 500 points. So, again, kind of lighten it up back in the day. We want to congratulate you, and I would encourage you, Shawna, at least some point in front of your daughter to make sure that when you sign your name, you put HOF 2024 after it, just to get her a little bit.
Absolutely. I'll make sure she's aware.
Hey, thank you for your time. Big congratulations. We will see you around the corner for sure, and look forward to seeing you at the Friday night football game on the 27th and at the ceremony on the 28th. And thank you for your time.
That sounds good. Thank you so much.
All right. Shawna Daughtery, class of 1995 Marietta High School inductee into this year's 2024 Marietta High School Athletic Hall of Fame.